Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So Troy from season 4 of Ready2Love said that he feels he was deemed as a villain, as a bad guy on the show, y'all, and as a ladies' man. Troy, who is a 51-year-old bachelor, makes his money with real estate and stocks. He's never been married but wants to be married and has a 22-year-old daughter. I also want to point out the fact that Troy knows, or maybe he has some type of business relationship with this man, Daryl Johnson, who is R. Kelly's ex-crisis manager. And if you haven't seen the series that Tasha K did on her YouTube channel about the number of people that he allegedly scammed out of thousands of dollars, I do highly suggest you watch that video.
What up? D. Johnson in the house.
My boy in the house,
Yeah,
LA.
LA. Got the red carpet behind us. We on the boat. Starting at 5 o'clock, we'll hit the red carpet, do what we do, change the game. That's what we do. Now, my boy Troy, he's been here for how long? 3 years? Yeah, he owned the city. My man Troy owned the city.
I don't know about all
We're
that.
gonna change. He's trying to get me down here and do some things.
Finally got this motherfucker down here.
Finally got me down here. But you know, right now, we on the boat.
Yeah.
We on the boat. See the red carpet? We on the boat. We float on the boat. Red carpet. We gonna be on that.
Why you call it the boat, Joe?
Why I call it the boat?
Yeah.
See, when you're taking a big cruise ship,
Yeah.
you weigh out in the ocean,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And you sitting flat on it.
Yeah.
You can't feel nothing. That's where we at now. We're on the boat. Hey, this is ground zero. This is what we do. We clean. Look at us. Clean in the mud. We stay clean. Tom Ford boots, a Tom Ford leather jacket on, turtleneck, Tom Ford glasses on. We doing that. We advertise. We don't advertise for free now. We don't advertise for free. We do this. We do this in real time. This is not free. When you're on the boat, you can't do it for free.
You ready?
I'm ready. But you guess what? Hold up. He's trying to get off the phone. We can't do this without really saying what we got to say. We're going to change it up in about 2.5 hours, and we're going to get back with y'all. Peace.
And even though this was taken January 2020, being associated with Daryl does raise an eyebrow, and it may provide some insight as to who Troy McAllister really is. Shout out to Crystal Jordan over there at PR Online, and please make sure to watch the entire video on her YouTube page. But here's a small fragment of the interview to some of those questions we as fans had. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
So much is edited out. Let me just say, they ask you, we get an interview before the show 4 or 5 different times throughout the interview process, even on the show. And in any of those interviews, they ask you 25, 30, 35 questions about some similar questions you're asking me or whatever. And they'll take one little small snippet of answer of one of those questions that I asked out of 35 questions and throw it on the show. Like, man, that was one of the worst answers I gave out of 35 questions. So, it is what it is. I mean, obviously, show is a show, and they have the editing. They have to obviously have to condense down and things of that nature. I understand that, but they have to have a villain. They got to have a bad guy. They have to, which I guess I was deemed as one of those, or the bad guy.
I don't think you were the bad guy. I think that before this show, people were saying that you were like a ladies' man. He was trying to be a player. That
is considered to be, in a lot of people's eyes, a bad guy. A bad guy. That's a ladies' man. Is most women don't want a ladies' man. I mean, I would assume. That's considered a bad guy. I mean, villainized. I mean, I felt like I was villainized on the show. Be honest.
Okay.
If I want to be honest with you, going to be honest, open and honest with you, I felt like I was victim villainized on the show. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm not upset about anything. I had a fun time on the show, and the show went well, and it's all good. But I feel like I was villainized on the show. A lot of my great parts and great attributes and personalities and interviews and dates was exited out of the show.
Yeah.
They took this, that, and the other and put it in the show.
They had this quote that I thought was good about you, because they had a quote for each of you on the show. And it said,
they had a good quote about me? Let me hear this.
It's a good quote, Troy.
Really?
It's a good quote.
Okay.
It's one of your quotes. It's basically says, I'm a girl's dad of one. and a car and workout enthusiast that invests my time and money in real estate, the stock market, and traveling with the ambition to grow with love and be in love. I think that's a good quote.
Oh, that's a quote. That's a quote came from me.
Yeah.
I said that. I misunderstood. I thought you said somebody had a quote, said something about me that was good. Okay, yeah.
No. They shared that was who you were. So
Sure.
Obviously you said you like to travel, and I think the traveling was probably the point that kind of created the idea. You're thinking like, how many girls are you saying that to? Because you don't know me enough to want to take me on a trip. You know what I mean? So why did you make that choice to offer that so quickly?
Well, for one young lady, it was actually, I only mentioned trips to one young lady. The first young lady, which was Alexis Fly, she brought it up for her birthday. So I'm going on a trip for my birthday, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I inserted myself into it. Like, oh man, if everything work out, I may be able to go on a trip with you.
Right.
That was it. That was that one. I just inserted myself. She said, she's mentioning up on her birthday's coming up, I think in May. I can't remember the exact date, but it was coming up soon in a few weeks or whatever. And I asked her what she was going for. I asked her what she was doing for her birthday. And she made mention she's probably going to go on a trip. And I inserted myself into her trip.
Okay.
Somewhat. So that was one, which, I didn't offer. I didn't insert it. I think the next day, I was talking to, I want to say, Benicia. And I think I mentioned something about going on trips, whatever. I love going on trips, whatever. And, if everything will work out, I love taking women on trips. My last young lady, last young lady I was dating in a serious relationship with, we went on 2 or 3 trips a year, blah, 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 blah. And I inserted her into, oh, you like trips? I said, yeah. And then you ever want to go, if we ever get together, I'll take you on a trip too.
Yeah.
That's how it was portrayed. That's how it was brought out. Just like I kind of said it. How it was portrayed was I was asking every girl I went out, every girl I interact with, hey, want to go on a trip? Want to go on a trip? Want to go on a trip? Which was, first of all, it was only 2 girls.
Well, did you say something to Andrea also about a trip? I think you said something to Andrea about a trip. Are you sure? Because I believe there was a snippet. We were looking at snippets before this, and it was Andrea.
Maybe so. But me and Andrea, that was one young lady that had a real bond with her. So maybe I remember 2. If you say it was 3, I'm not going to deny that. But Andrea and I, that was one girl that we had a really, really, really good chemistry level. So yeah.
Okay.
Going back to answer your original question, that's something I could see how that could be a turnoff to multiple or any young lady that could be. You talked about that on the first date or the first time meeting a young lady. That could be. I can see how that could be a turnoff. Yes.
But obviously you really do like to travel, and you were just offering them kind of like that's your, because you mentioned that in your bio quote. So obviously travel is seriously what you like to do.
Yeah, and I do that quite often, extensively.
Okay.
I go on 3 or 4 trips, but I've even traveled by myself before yet.
Yeah, well, I'm sure women do want to go on trips.
However, but I get it. Everybody likes to travel. I would imagine that too, but I get what you're saying, and I totally get and understand how it can come out if you bring that up or offer that up in the first time meeting a young lady. I get it. That's something you shouldn't or wouldn't do. I don't generally do that in real life. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But I was trying to captivate and capture attention to, in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Captivate and capture attention to a certain couple of ladies or 2 in a short period of time, and like I said, it came across very just genuine, and I get it. I say I can come across as genuine, and once again, when everybody finds out that I did it to 1 or 2 other young ladies, it's really terrible. So listen, I own up to it, and I didn't say it was something I generally normally do in practice in real life, but I get how it can be
looked at that way.
Looked at that way and be turned off.